this hour starting at 5 p.m. and it's finishing at 6 p.m. So today I'm actually coming to our third and the final segment on the topic called addiction. So we were looking at what is the definition of addiction, and then I shared my personal experience, how I tried to overcome my addiction of eating outside, and what are the different things that helped me to take myself as a mother to cook for my three boys, and then how did I survive during this time. And I believe that you got some sort of like a motivation hearing my story. And this in this last section about the addiction, I am actually talking to you parents. If you are a mother or a father or even a guardian, as a role, and I am extending that to the teachers. If you are a teacher in a school, you should hear that, because you may be the reason for bringing addictions into your kids or into your the children, or in your if you are looking after some kids, your own or others, or if you are looking after the students at the school, your prompts that you are doing in a regular basis, knowingly or unknowingly, can affect the kids to become conscious about that, and that may be the cause for some addictions in their life. So cautious about the way that you dealing with your words. And it's always science also proved that your words got real power. That's the reason why the manifestations is really working, because if you manifest, if you declare that with full heart, with your full mind and full brain, that will happen. So if you are prompting your children, if you are prompting your students, same thing many times, the hearing part, the hearing soul will take that at a start some sort of like a addictive personality or addictions in their lives. So if you will be thinking how that will happen. So if you are telling your own children, when they become angry, you may say, I'm talking from my experience, don't be angry, don't talk to me like that, be kind, or we will be putting up some words that to stop that instance. But if you are continuing that pattern, that's actually helping them to be an addictive in some way. So what they will be doing, if you are always forcing don't be angry, this particular child will take a pattern of hiding or internalizing their anger, and that will cause different addictions. So that person can become like a introvert or not showing any emotions, and then take an inner vow that I will never become angry, because I need to make my parent happy, or I need to make my teacher happy, or I need to make a label that I'm not angry anymore. But putting that phrases actually forcing that child to make an addiction in their life. So please be cautious when you're putting different commands in, like to discipline your children. That may be one of the reason for your addiction. So I was reflecting on my life where I actually still struggling to be a consistent life, like to make a routine. So if I say in this way, like I can't be a person who will be doing the perfect cleanliness or perfect organization in my work life or in my personal life, but I will be doing everything that I need in a standard way. But if you look at that consistency, I always lacking that consistency. And I was really reflecting why that is happening. What is the real reason? I'm still trying to find out the reason behind it. But That is sort of like an addiction, that I don't want to be perfect, I don't want to be consistent. So we taking it in a positive way or in a negative way in our life, and there will be some real reason in our life that may be coming from your mother's womb, or maybe from your childhood, or maybe from your teenage life, wherever you're getting that persistent affirmation from other people, or accusation from other people, and taking that as a arrogant reaction, or maybe like a escaped mechanism. So in my personal life, I will be sharing what is the real root for my lack of consistency. But that's one area that I'm still investing. But mind all parents and teachers, if you are helping your children to be better, make sure that you are not forcing them. Don't show the emotion. It's better to tell them, articulate your anger, tell me what is your anger, or what do you feel now. So if you are giving opportunity to share that feeling, that will help them to understand that this is a safe place that I can express the feeling, which will help them to be a bit more open. That will help in turn, like avoiding different type of unnecessary addictions, like being internalize their anxiety and not sharing that with anybody. So it's a safe place. Family is a safe place that you can be open and tell your children that it is okay. You talk to us and show or articulate what is the reason, or what do you feel now. So you parents, including me, can be the best teacher to make our kids better than the current version. So I need to really conclude this section about our addiction, that the responsibility to take your children out of the addiction is parents, because the way that we doing, or way we are trying to make our children, is one of the reason of this addiction. And not hiding, or not not putting emphasis on the generational issues, or the several issues that they had during their pregnancies and their raising up process. It's clear in science, and the psychologists on this topic, they have done different findings, and I would like to share one of them, which I felt like really important as part of the discussion of addiction. So I'm going to read that from the blurb. There are some who believe the concept of addiction as a lifelong disease is a myth and hindrance to recovery. Dr. Stanton Peel, a social clinical psychologist, suggests that not only does it excuse addicts for past and present behavior, but it actually sets them up for relapse and retard their growth. So he points out that in a society where there are more available treatments for addiction than at any time in the history, the degree of addictions and chemical abuse is greater than ever. While it is true that a genetic predisposition and physical dependencies are factors in substance abuse, the Lord asks us to believe in Him for the healing. This does not mean that we take out the responsibility for our own behavior and wait for the Lord to make the change in our inner heart. We are to submit our weakness and will allow Him to work His mercy on us and exercise the ability to choose that mercy in our life every day. So He is the only substitute for freshly addiction. So this is from Dr. Stanton, and I like when I was reading through this one, I was thinking, yes, that's what exactly happening now in this current world. We are having different mechanism. We have a different type of psychologist, and then you can type it in, and then you will get many advices, many different type of applications that help you to guide you out of addiction. So yes, that's what we all needed. We need to find out the best way that is helping us. but the responsibility is that you need to put yourself back into the authority of your creator. And the creator, if you are willing and putting everything onto him, he will make miracles in you. He will take the addictions out of you and then put the newly or the best positive addictions in you that will be useful for you and your community. That must be the message for this segment called addiction, how we can come out of the addiction. Hope this is helping you, and I encourage everyone, if you are a parent, if you are a teacher, if you are a guardian, make sure when you discipline your children, don't try to create any more addiction, because your words are powerful weapon. So use it for positive life. Yes, use it for love, joy, and peace. And this is Dominus Nisi on 88.9 FM, and you're with Bismi.